So you really don't have to download or install anything. You can do everything online, or you can download the app if you want. You just Google Remix IDE and you click the first link there, and that's basically your IDE in which you're going to type the code in.
So we're going to make our own smart contract using the programming language Solidity, and if you want, you can also use the other coding language Serpent. So we're coding on the Ethereum blockchain. If you're an attorney, obviously you may not know JavaScript or Python. It's easier to code with Solidity if you know JavaScript, and it's easier to code in Serpent if you know Python, because they have similar syntaxes. So don't be discouraged if you don't know Python or JavaScript. You can still get into Solidity or Serpent. So let's get into coding the simple contract, and then I'll break down each part of the contract for you and explain each section of the contract.
You don't need to install anything on your computer. You simply go onto Google and you Google Remix IDE. It's a development environment for you to code your contract, compile it, and deploy it onto the Ethereum blockchain. So just Google Remix IDE. You can use it online, or you can download it onto your computer. And this is where we're going to type the code, compile it, and deploy it. So this is file. You want to create a new file. Let's call it Hello World. Hello World. Okay, so we've created the file for our contract. So we've opened it, and now we have to code it. And then I'll explain each part of the contract once we've coded it. Okay, so now that we've coded the smart contract, let me just explain the component parts of the smart contract. So this pragma statement here, we basically want to annotate the source file with the compiler version, and that just means let the system know that the code you're going to write should compile with the specific compiler you've specified. These digits here, that's the specific compiler. So your code won't break even if future versions might have incompatible changes. So such source files won't compile earlier than the version you state here in the first line of the code. And what this means, basically this first symbol here, it means that the upper version, it indicates the upper version. So it means the following code can be compiled in either 0.40 or 0.4.x, but it should not compile with a version greater than 0.5.0 or later. So another way you can write this in a math expression that makes sense essentially is so is greater than or equal to 0.4.0, but less than 0.5.0, right? So that's another way you can express it. It's easier to express it, and don't forget this last symbol at the end there. But it's easier to just express it in the way I had shown you to avoid errors and the such and such. So don't forget the last symbol at the end there. You will get errors if you forget it. So on this function here, the Solidity compiler, I selected auto compile. So as you're typing, it's automatically compiling every few minutes. Next part we want to talk about is the contract structure. So the contract structure starts on line 2, and here the contract's name is Hello World, so that's the contract's name. And then the function we used here, we used the method name, visibility specifiers, modifiers, returns, and return types. Don't stress too much if you don't know what all of that means. This is just a simple code, and the rest of the code is here, return hello world. So that's pretty much the smart contracts. And don't forget these curly brackets. If you forget them, you will get errors on your compiler. In case you want to get into deeper knowledge on how to code, I would recommend two books. One, Mastering Ethereum, Building Smart Contracts, and Dapps by Andreas Antonopoulos. And then there's this book published by NTU Singapore. It's basically on everything you need to know about coding on the blockchain, specifically Ethereum and Solidity. So it's really, really nice after reading Andreas Antonopoulos' book. So now we've compiled, as you can see, and then now we want to deploy it. So you want to deploy the contract onto Remix. So to deploy it, you need to go to the Run tab, which is usually on your right upper corner, and click on the Deploy button. Here's the Deploy button. We're going to use the environment, JavaScript, VM, your account details. You really don't have to have an account, really. You can generate free accounts if you want, and then select the gas limit. It usually automatically puts a figure there. Just go down a bit and make sure that you're actually kind of compile the correct contract. So if you have many contracts, they're gonna show as a list down here. So select the correct one, which is hello world, and then you select deploy. And then once it's deployed, you can run the contract. So we've deployed the contract here. As you can see, it's deployed hello world. And in order to run the contract on Remix after you've deployed it, you just click this button here. So you click on the print hello world button, which appears on the button. And there you go. That's pretty much your smart contract done. Thanks.